You've tried everything to stop your dog's leash reactivity and nothing's working. Stick around, I'm not gonna waste any time today. First, we're gonna go through the top 3 mistakes most people are making in regards to leash reactivity. Then I'm gonna give you a 5-step solution to fix it for good. Let's go. Mistake number 1, correcting without teaching. A lot of people, when their dog starts getting reactive, they wanna give them a pop on the leash. Some people are throwing e-collars on their dog without proper training, and this is the problem. When we start correcting without actually teaching and training our dog, we can actually create more reactivity, more frustration, and damage our relationship. So that's the first thing you want to make sure you're not doing. Mistake number 2, you're trying to accelerate your training too fast. You're moving through training too fast, progressing too fast. You're not really taking your time to focus on your dog and help them progress at their own level. Every dog's an individual. Every dog is going to progress just a little bit different. So look at your dog right in front of you, take the 5-step solution I'm going to give you here in just a second, and apply that to your dog, only progressing as fast as they're able to handle. That's building up the proper behavior. Mistake number 3, inconsistent expectations in training. You're not very clear on what you're expecting your dog to do. And then whenever you do have an expectation, sometimes you have them do it, sometimes you have them not doing it. This inconsistency is not helping you and actually hurting you in overcoming the reactivity for good. Now that we know the top 3 mistakes, let's jump right in to the 5-step solution. The first step is building rock solid engagement. Don't forget, engagement is building sustained eye contact on us from our dog. I'm going to recommend you start this off in a low distraction situation. That could be in your home, it could be in your backyard, it could be in the parking lot of your apartment complex. Wherever you live, find a low distraction environment and get your dog to start looking at you. You're going to use food rewards for this, so have your dog on a leash out in your training area. Once your dog decides to make eye contact on you, say yes, back up. Let them come to you for a food reward, or say good and then give them the food reward. Repetitions of this is going to be your friend to ensure that your dog is looking at you. One thing I like to do is between repetitions, say yes, your dog comes to you for a reward, you take a couple steps to the side, and then you do another repetition. Try not to say your dog's name if you can help it. Try just to have them look at you and then mark and reward them. And repetition, 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 that's going to be your friend, obviously. And then once you get enough repetitions in, your dog starts looking at you more than other things going on around you. That's when you know you're ready to progress to the next step. The next step in our 5-step solution, step number 2, is going to be teach your dog to walk next to you on a loose leash. Although we're not specifically thinking about reactivity right now, we're focused on what behavior should our dog be doing when they're on leash instead of reacting, right? This will help us in the future. So after we get engagement done, we focus on teaching our dog how to walk next to us on a loose leash. I like teaching dogs to walk on my left side. That way, whenever I'm walking, I can use my primary hand, which is my right hand, to do things like open doors or pick up objects, and my dog's still on my left side. Now with that being said, we've got a ton of videos on how to teach your dog to walk on a loose leash. We've got different techniques, different tactics for different dogs. I'll put links to these videos in the description below so you can watch them in detail. But the first thing you want to focus on after your engagement is teaching your dog to move with the leash, not against it. This is called leash pressure. So you teach your dog how to respond to the leash, move with it, not against it. Once that's done, you start shaping your dog to walk next to your left side when you're walking. Shaping means creating behavior. So we use food lures for this and reward our dog when they're on our left side. And then once we've done that with enough repetition, if our dog's exiting the proper heel or walking position next to us, we say no. We give a quick tug and release on the leash for a leash correction because we've already taught our dog the behavior. And then our dog responds by coming back into good position, and we can reward them for being there. So that's our quick, simple process for teaching our dog to walk on a loose leash, which you'll definitely want to master before you progress to the next step coming right up. Step number 3 is going to be mastering thresholds. Your threshold is a distance to distraction. This means that if I'm walking and I see another dog or a person 20 feet away and my dog does not react, that means 20 feet is my threshold. If I go to 18 feet away, my dog starts to get aroused or reactive, that means I cannot get closer than 20 feet. So I want to master thresholds. I want to know what that is. I want to know my general thresholds to different distractions, because that's going to help me with step number 4. Step number 4 is actually desensitizing your dog or counter conditioning your dog to the things that they are reactive to, whether it's people, whether it's other dogs, other animals, whatever it is. So now you have your engagement done, you have your loose leash walking done, you know what thresholds are, you understand the concept of thresholds. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start walking your dog with your loose leash walking, and you're going to get to a threshold of a distraction. So let's just say it's another dog, for example. Let's say you get 20 feet away from another dog, that's your threshold. What you would do is you would reward your dog for engaging with you, giving you eye contact at the threshold from that distraction. You're going to do this repetitiously, right? That could be multiple times in one day. It could be once a day for multiple days. It could be once every couple of days, whenever you have time to work on this in your schedule. Now, as you do this, you're going to notice that when you see a distraction, your dog automatically decides to give you eye contact. That's what we're looking for. When we see that, we're going to then work to reduce our threshold. So I usually will go just a couple feet at a time. Let's say our threshold is 20 feet. I'll go down to 15 feet. If 15 feet's good and I can work on my desensitization at 15 feet, get good eye contact, I'll stay there and then close to 10 feet from the distraction, and so on and so forth. Now, if I get to a certain distance in my threshold, let's say I go from 20 feet to 15, and my dog can't handle 15 feet because they start showing too much attention to the distraction, then I'll back out a couple feet, maybe to 18 feet away, work on my eye contact, work on my engagement, make sure it's really strong, and then go back to 15 feet. And if I do that, my dog is usually able to handle the lower threshold at that point. So you're gonna play with your thresholds and work on your counter conditioning and desensitization until you can get really close to a distraction and your dog doesn't even care. And the 5th step to working on our leash reactivity, at this point, we're actually gonna start implementing correction for being leash reactive, because we've already gone through all of the foundation needed to do this up to this point. We've gone through the engagement, we've gone through the loose leash walking, we understand our thresholds, we've been working on our counter conditioning. So now we do need to incorporate correction so that our dog understands if they are reactive, there is accountability for that. And what I actually recommend is e-collar training, which means you have to do the e-collar prerequisites in your e-collar conditioning, which I lay out very clearly for you in our e-collar for beginners video, which I'll put a link in the description below for that as well. But then I would do the e-collar conditioning and application, and then I would apply that to my leash reactivity training. So if I'm walking through my neighborhood, I've done all this work, I've completed the e-collar conditioning, now my dog decides to hyper-focus, which is stare at another dog or a person or whatever the distraction is. Or if my dog decides to react at something, I'm going to say no, give a correction, holding them accountable to the expectation we've already taught. My dog stops being reactive, they come back to a good walking position, they look at me, I say good, I reward them, right? So we're doing both. We're going to randomly reward, and we are going to correct and hold them accountable long term for the behaviors that we've taught them. And there you have it, the 5 steps to overcoming leash reactivity. Hopefully that was easy for you to understand. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comments below. We do read all of our comments. So if you drop a question there, we'll try to answer and get back to you as quickly as possible to get you on the path. With that being said, if you found value from this video, just hit that thumbs up button so you're letting us know. If you need help from our dog training team, just hit us up at the link below. We'd be honored to work with you. And if you want to learn more about the e-collar conditioning process, just check out this video right here, and I'll see you there.